Hello, Farlanders. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is episode 793. Hello there, of Farlands or Bust. Starting off the month of August 2020. Episode 793 for your Sunday, August 2nd. 2020. This one, once again, being recorded live on Twitch the day before. Per usual. And per usual, we are going west, which is this way. Which might be easier to go around the land here. Hello, hello. Hope everybody has had a good week. These are seemingly coming out weekly, which I realize is not up to the 3 a week that we had at the peak of Farlands or Bust history. But we are also doing the streams. Well, probably not as frequently, but we're doing the streams of Farlands or Bust as well. So maybe even technically we're making more progress than we've had ever before. And we're making more progress over at farlandsorbust.com, raising money for our charity fundraiser. Up to $3,210 raised for PAWS, the Progressive Animal Welfare Society here in the Seattle area. It's where I adopted Juno. It's where they took in our orphaned baby ducklings. And it's where we've been supporting throughout all of Season 8 here. farlandsorbust.com is where you can donate. And you can also ask questions in the donation comment field that I will answer in a future episode of Farlands or Bust here. Got quite a few of them in this past week. Half of them from Quay Sky, as they are colloquially known. But yeah, farlandsorbust.com is where you can do that, and that is much appreciated. Much appreciated indeed. It's been warm. It's been very warm here in Seattle. We went out to float. Floating is a thing. We have floaties. I don't know what to call them. Flotation devices? Novelty flotation devices. Last year we went out and floated on a lake, Lake Washington, or one of the big lakes. But this time we went somewhere else, and we figured since it was a Monday, it wouldn't be too bad. But whoa, were we wrong. It was pretty crowded, and we almost didn't stay. But it was also the hottest day of the year. It was like 94 degrees Fahrenheit. So I guess we should have expected that. But after we found a lucky toad, the girlfriend had to catch it and pick it up. That's apparently a thing she enjoys doing. Catching toads. After we found a lucky toad, we walked by some people who were leaving their little shoreline outpost. So we took their spot, and it was a nice kind of private-ish part of the lake away from the main beach where it was too crowded. We're all doomed, by the way, but it was too crowded. But yeah, we brought Juno with, and we discovered that Juno does not swim. Ooh, speaking of water, have a seat there. Magical. Very magical. Very magical indeed. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck like this. Oh, here we go. The girlfriend is simply the best person. She said she always liked catching toads as a kid, so I saw the toad. She missed it. It was a big toad. A good palm-sized toad. It is a melted floating block of ice. But it was the lucky toad. But yeah, Juno doesn't like deep water. Like, I went out in my turtle inner tube floaty. It's a turtle. That's what the girlfriend got me. She has a floating cockroach. And I went out there. We were thinking that Juno, since she likes to stay at my hip pretty much, would follow me out there, but she would not. Tried to entice her with a treat, but just as the water was getting too deep for her to touch the bottom and keep her head above, she's like, nope, a treat isn't worth it. So we didn't push the we didn't push it upon her. So she remained on shore, securely tied up, and just enjoying the sand and laying down. She likes the sand. She digs a little nest and then lays down in the nest, like the little bowl of sand that she makes. It's very funny. So yeah, she enjoyed that while we did some floating out on a lake. It's a very nice day, surrounded by mountains. Didn't get sunburned either. We were well prepared for not getting burnt by the sun. So yeah, that was a good day. But yeah, definitely would want to plan, like, to get there very early to stake out a spot and, like, make sure you're far away from many other people. So yeah, that was an interesting day. What else happened? Oh, today, I thought I was going to stream it, but since it's not really happening, I'm not going to. The NASA crewed SpaceX Dragon capsule is due within the hour to undock from the International Space Station. I thought, much like the Soyuz, they would then, in a couple of orbits, do their re-entry burn and then do their splashdown off the coast of Florida to return to Earth. But apparently the weather has dictated that they're going to still undock, but then spend a day or so just in the Crew Dragon doing a bunch of tests and then returning. So by the time this episode is up, hopefully they have safely returned to the Earth. It's a splashdown situation, unlike the Soyuz landing on land. It's a splashdown at sea and recovery, which will be the first successful landing of a American-launched crewed spacecraft to and fro the International Space Station since the space shuttle. So that's interesting. That's some space news for you. Speaking of space news, I finished space. I'm done creating everything. No, I finished splitting a planet in half in Astroneer. That's something I started back in April. They released an update that gave, like, a bunch of stuff to do with, like, the scrap and, like, trash sort of pickup. So I went through that, and once I finished that, I realized that they added pavers to the rovers, and with the combination paver/drill, one could drill a deep trench. And if you keep making that trench deeper and deeper, and all the way around the planet, deeper and deeper, you'll eventually slice the planet in half. So I did it! And we finally finished on stream. Just a few days ago. And then I tried to do some science by, like, jumping in. But, well, it was a little bit disappointing. It was still fun, but it was a little bit disappointing. I'll eventually upload this to YouTube, because it is worth sharing and archiving for the sands of time. But, yeah, spoiler alert, the science was a little disappointing because of the way the physics and gravity are kind of faked in Astroneer. There's no There's no real velocity or speed that is, you know, carried as you jump, say, into a planet. The closer you get to the center, the lower the gravity is, but then also for some reason that slows your velocity down as a player. So that was unfortunate. But it was certainly interesting. Certainly interesting. And the Astroneer people retweeted it, and I got a bunch of replies from that. Now I just need a New Yorker article, and I'll be all set for that. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness, and split the planet in halfness. Ooh, Skeleton. Along those same lines, speaking of nooks and crannies, this question from Capybara Cosmonaut, thank you for your donation. Speaking of nooks and crannies, do you consider yourself organized in your everyday life and make good use of your available storage? I was just before, or just earlier this morning, I was noticing papers and receipts and things that were strewn about my office, like on my desk. I'm organized with the important stuff, but I do, I guess, get lazy. Or like, if, you know, like junk mail, well, junk mail just goes directly into the recycling bin. But like, say, birthday cards, or like something like receipts, store receipts. I tend to, like, I kind of want to keep that for a little bit, but not forever. I don't really have a space for that stuff, so I just kind of put it somewhere that's out of sight, out of mind, until it becomes a large pile, and then it suddenly becomes in my mind, and I have to try to take care of it. So yes, and similarly in the garage, I'm very organized. My tools know where my tools go, but I also have a folding table that acts as my workbench. I should really get like an actual workbench, a table, a work surface that isn't a plastic folding table. There's no support in that at all. Yeah, the surface of that is just now various jars of old parts and screws and nuts and bolts and rubber hose. That I'm like, oh, I might need that someday, or that I should keep that. That's the original part, but then it just becomes a Talenti ice cream bottle full of strange and unusual bits and pieces of a old 70s Toyota. So I am organized, but not tidy. I'm also not untidy. I'm not messy or filthy. You know, and maybe this is just my limited data set here, but I feel like the traditional thing is that men are messier than women. I have found quite the opposite. I have found quite the opposite. It's just with the few people I've known throughout the years that is not the case. Just it's mostly in terms of clothes. Clothes tend to be strewn about willy-nilly on the floors and beds and floors and chairs, and then they end up being piles that I feel like is more common with the women I've known. So yeah, that very much is on a case-by-case basis. But that just made me think of that. Clothes die where they lay. I can't do that. Well, I'm also on the other spectrum is that I hang up my t-shirts in the closet. Most people don't hang up their t-shirts. Um, like right now, there was no room for a dresser in the bedroom here, so I'm just working with a closet and closet shelves, which is a little bit difficult for me because I always had a dresser. Like one drawer was socks and underwear. Another drawer was like sleep lounge clothes. Another drawer was all my hiking clothes. Another drawer was sweaters. Um, Everything had a specific place to be. So I'm a little bit like I'm dealing with it and it's no problem, but it's a little bit like where does this? Oh no, I don't have space for all my jeans. I gotta move them over here, you know. uh, so yeah, that's just my observation. I'm not saying the girlfriend is messy or dirty, but the clothes thing is definitely a thing that she willingly admits to. I also cleaned out and organized the fridge when I moved in. But that's beside the point. We're not here to accuse people of anything. Oh dear. Let's go on to another question, shall we? Adam asked, speaking of moving in, are Juno and the kitty cats still separated? Yes. I seem to recall Juno has domain over the basement when you watch the launch together. Ooh, oh! Neat. This would be a fantastic F3 place monument situation. Very dramatic. Oh, geez. I'm fine. If so, can't she smell the cats? Or have they already intermingled? They have not intermingled. So yeah, the cats remain upstairs. Juno is in the basement, but also now all my living room stuff is in the basement, the TV, the couch. So we spend a lot of time down there, and Juno likes couch snugglings. So, yeah, and we've put the cats away in like the bathroom, and had Juno upstairs just to spend time with us if we weren't, say, downstairs and we were feeling guilty for having her in the basement. But so yeah, she certainly smelled them and like has laid in their beds and stuff like that. But I think, and that she's heard them meowing upstairs, but I don't think they actually, like, there's been no formal introduction. When we've had her out on the deck while I'm grilling, Juno out on the deck while I'm grilling, and the cats can see her from the windows as they sit on the windowsill. She hasn't really seen them, despite us trying to even point them out. They're curious about her. But yeah, we did, long before I moved in, we did attempt to introduce them, but like that didn't work out. That was Juno was far too interested. So I don't know. Maybe it is the sort of thing, if we were to try again, that now that she's used to their smells, maybe she won't be as defensive. I think it probably is what it was. But that would take a long time, a lot of training, and we don't want to traumatize the cats for it either. Like, okay, yeah, Juno is the bigger, stronger one, so we have to worry about the cats, but is the process going to make the cats feel unsafe in their own home? They've lived with dogs before when they were growing up, but yeah, we don't know Juno's history. She did recently try to. We have just neighborhood cats that are just outside cats, and she went off sprinting at one in our yard a few weeks ago and gave me a fantastic rope burn on my hand from her leash. I was able to stop her, but she still has that chasing instinct in her, which is a no good. It's a no good if we were to put the cats together with the dog. So, yeah, it's a comfortable routine now. The girlfriend suggested even like moving the cats down to the basement, particularly during these summer months where it's much cooler down there. And then keeping Juno up here. That's just that would require us moving a lot of stuff, and kind of making the basement more safe for the cats to keep them away from like the laundry room and stuff like that. But so that hasn't happened. So yeah, I don't think it's not our top priority. It's working now, and we've certainly been spending more time. Juno's definitely become more comfortable in the yard. Take her out there and she'll like just lay down and enjoy the sun or the breeze or whatever. So yeah, I think it's an okay situation what we got right now, and who knows, it might change. These are both very young pets, so it's we got at least another decade or more with them to see how things pan out. And yeah, maybe as Juno gets older, she'll calm down a bit about that stuff, and it'll be easier to do that. So, regardless, let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. 360. Gosh, we're going through a lot of boats. Oh gosh, speaking of going through a lot of boats, I need some wood. Completely out. Fresh out. The old pine. I think this is oak. It's just wood. It can be whatever I want it to be here in Minecraft Beta 173. It's not specified. Night Concord asked, thank you for your donation, Night Concord. They asked, what are your thoughts on Canada? America's hat. Hold on, let me make these boats. What are your thoughts on Canada? Have you ever thought of traveling to see the Arctic? What about the Aurora Borealis? I've been to Canada once with the girlfriend. It was just over a year now. It was the beginning of July. Yeah, it was funny because we went there on the day it happened to be Canada Day, and then we got back on 4th of July last year, just up to the Vancouver Island. Whoop. Have you ever thought of traveling to see the Arctic? Yes. Not necessarily to see the Arctic, but like I've wanted to go to Alaska or Iceland or, other northern countries. And yes, one of the big draws there would be the Northern Lights. I've never seen the Northern Lights. Neither has the girlfriend, and she really wants to. Look at this place. We could keep boating, but I'm gonna look at all these very interesting vertical mountain sides over here, if you don't mind. You got Wolfie? Yeah. Some lakeside property. So yeah, that would be a big thing. The girlfriend has been to, where was she? Sweden? Or was it Norway? Or something. But she didn't get to see the Northern Lights, even though they like really tried to. It was too cloudy or something. So she definitely wants to go back to try to see the Northern Lights. So yeah, Iceland, Alaska, places such as those are high up on the list whenever things are able to thing again. Whenever things happen again, because now things just simply don't. There are no more things that happen. So yeah. I don't know how that relates to my thoughts on Canada, but continuing on, Toby asks with their donation. Thank you, Toby. farlandsbus.com, donate. I was wondering if there are any YouTubers that you watch or whose content you enjoy. I'm assuming this means currently, as I've definitely talked about this in the past 11 years. I mean, I think it goes hand in hand with not specifically making YouTube content anymore, that I'm also not consuming YouTube content anymore. I do watch the McElroy brothers whenever they come out with a new Monster Factory. But that's like bi-monthly at best. Look at this, just wide open plains. Regular cars. Although recently, I don't know, the last handful of regular cars reviews haven't had the same sparkle as ones in the past have. And perhaps that is due to all of the current goings-ons. Man, what else? Not really many, if any, gaming content. Like, I'll watch Cone's vlogs and garage stuff, obviously. Obviously, or our friendship would be over. But yeah, I don't, just the YouTube, it doesn't get me anymore. It doesn't get me anymore. You don't understand me. So yeah, not so much. Not so much. I mean, there's little random things, like I mentioned Z Frank before, when he does the true facts about animals. But none of them are like regular, like, ooh, I have to watch this person when they release their daily videos. That's not a thing anymore. I don't think, because that's not a plausible way to make the algorithm work for you anymore. But yeah, I'm really struggling to think of anything like that. Indeed. Let's see, now we have 16,000 questions from K-Sky. Oh, I've been going the wrong way. How long have I been doing that? And nobody in chat told me. Did I just literally get turned around here? Probably. Well, it was, at least it was north. So we, further zeroed out that coordinate. I might have, like, literally just did it and only, like, walked a few blocks until I realized it, but... let's see. Do you think different versions of Minecraft should be considered completely different games? Well, I don't think they can be considered completely different games. But they are completely different experiences. Although I honestly, I don't... I guess I don't know, like, how many people... Like, between the change between beta... Like, we're playing right here, beta 1.7.3, and the current versions, is like anybody still holding on dearly to Minecraft 1.0? Or like Minecraft 1.3? I suppose maybe if you have certain mods that no longer exist in current versions, maybe. But I feel like it's two versions. I feel like that it's like two versions that exist, perhaps. But you know, I don't know what benefit it would be to like declare that they're different video games. I suppose. To me, it feels like the different platforms are different video games, whether it be Java. I've never even seen Bedrock, the Windows 10 version or whatever it is, the console versions, and then of course the mobile versions. I think those are all different video games. Like they certainly seem like it. Oh, and then Case Guy goes on to say, more along the lines of Beta 173 to post-release 1.3 or Modern 116, not mobile or Bedrock. No! Well, listen here, you. That's the answer. Do you have an ad for Ranwin Park that does not fit in any category that you have not been able to share? I have many. I keep a binder full of ads. A binder full of ads! Mainly because it's easier for me when I'm like, oh, we're recording now. Okay, gotta find my ads. I have them just categorized. So yeah, I've got a bunch of ads that I have like waiting in the wings. But I feel like, I guess back to that organization thing, question before, that also translates to my digital organization. The whole out of sight, out of mind thing. So I'll save all these ads, and I don't see them. And then I find new ads that are more interesting and something I want more relevant to use, and I use that in the show. So I have a bunch of ads that I like saved from last year and stuff like that that have long been gone. So yeah, that happens a lot. I also don't want to ever look in the many other folders in my documents drive that are like, this is all my college homework. And like things like that that I've saved, that I've just made a folder for, and that it just now that's where they live. And they will constantly and forever be copied and pasted into new computers I build, but they will never be accessed. But I might want them someday, so they're going to stay there. Ah. So yeah, is there, I guess I could take that question, is there another category I wish there was? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't, like, I think there could be room for, like, yeah, foreign ads or something like that, even though we have no idea where to look for those. Or ones, you know, I guess they would be ones that fans would send in. I think it would be funny if there was just like a quick fire, like the bingo, like the weirdest finger, the weirdest way to cover up a license plate, you know, or you know, just like a goofy text, goofy ad text, or that's not that car, you know, a car listed for something, or the old, oh, Craigslist wouldn't let me put the price in, so I had to put $2,000, but I'm actually asking $17,000. I see a lot of that, and I see a lot of that on Facebook, and I'm calling shenanigans on every single one of them. I don't think, so yeah, like that would be fun. But then again, the Instagram that Ranwin Park has, we all come up with those. Like those are kind of like, here's a funny thing that like wouldn't make it to the show, but it's just like a weird, like, okay, this Jeep is hanging from somebody's garage, bring a ladder. Ads with no vehicle picture. Well, I don't even search. I always say must have an image. Like it's just a waste of my time to not see any ads, see ads that don't have an image. Both for the show and for my purchase. What, Kurt? Nothing. And at that has been episode 793 of Farlands or Bust. Thank you very much for watching. farlandsorbust.com to donate, to pause our animal welfare charity fundraiser. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Okay, this was an awkward outro, so bye. I hang up my t-shirts.